Hi Gemini, this is Heather from the Crystal Vein Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and for anyone that is new to my channel, thank you and welcome. I'm going to be doing a general reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising sign of Gemini for the month of February. I'm doing my readings a little bit differently for the month of February. I am going to be doing an overall reading for the full month of February, and then I'm going to be posting some weekly readings. So I'm very excited about that, and I can't wait to roll those out. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different format for the weekly readings. So again, I'm very excited for that. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so you're notified when those readings come out. And you can check out my weekly readings. So again, this is going to be a general reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising sign of Gemini. So as a general reading, the messages will not resonate the same for everyone. So be sure to check out your Moon and Rising sign readings as well for a complete picture of the energies that are around you. I have also switched up my decks. I'm using the Legacy of the Divine Tarot deck for the general reading. And I'm going to be doing the Celtic Cross. So Gemini. You start with the Eight of Wands. So this is in the position of your present moment and where you are right now. And the Eight of Wands this is a card about speed and quick action and quick changes and news arriving. So quick communication. So you could be receiving a lot of text messages, emails, but it's very fast communication is around you and coming in from all directions for you right now, Gemini. Oh, and you're being crossed by the devil. So the devil can represent Capricorn. It is Capricorn energy. I really love this card. It is very beautiful for the devil card. And the devil card is about addiction, greed, envy, materialism, obsessions, sexual lust. So addictions, it can be actual like drug addictions, alcohol addictions. It can be addictions to sex. It can be addictions to gambling. It can be addictions to working too much, so workaholic. It's pretty much almost any behavior or activity that is not in your best interest. It doesn't serve your higher purpose. It chains you, it binds you, it keeps you in patterns. And when the devil card shows up, especially in this position of what's crossing you, so what crosses you can be good or bad, but it's potential obstacles or potential support. And so I feel like the obstacle here for you, this is showing up as an obstacle, that if you have an addiction, this is about you breaking free from that addiction and working to break free from that addiction. But it's also about facing your shadow self and flushing out any negativity that you have in your life and replacing it with confidence, Gemini. It's about overcoming that and overcoming that shadow side of yourself and replacing it with confidence, with founded confidence, not arrogant confidence, not cockiness, not shallow type of confidence, but real confidence. And then you have the Two of Cups energy, and this is in your foundation or past conditions that have led to the present or root of the situation. So the Two of Cups can represent romantic love and partnerships. It can also represent proposals, marriages. The Cups energy it's water energy, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy, but it's emotional energy. It usually represents your emotions, and it's about two people being bound together, and this is where you get the, it can be a proposal, an engagement, or an actual marriage, and it being romantic love. And so even this could be linked in, because this is your past position or the foundation, that this could be linked to the devil card, that you could have almost an obsessive type of addiction that's based on sexual lust, and that could be coming from that you may have met someone and you just find that you're completely almost obsessed with them. You're so wrapped up in them to the point where you could be neglecting other areas of your life. And that could be how this is also playing out for you, Gemini. And then you have the star card. So when I do a Celtic cross, once I go in from the foundation, rather than going up into what crowns you, I go to the left and I go around clockwise and I go into the recent past, because your foundation is your past, and then to the left is your recent past, or things, energy that's moving to the background. It might still be lingering, but it's moving into the background or into that recent past position. So I like to go through the past before I move into what's coming in, or what could be coming in to help you from the situation you are right now. So you have the star card, and the star card is the card of Aquarius. So there could be an Aquarius that's playing an important role in your life right now, Gemini. But the star card is all about renewal and hope and inner clarity, miracles, having faith in miracles, and being in the spotlight. It's about optimism and believing that you can achieve your dreams. So I think this is in part what has, I feel like you have found an inner clarity and newfound hope in whatever this situation was. And I am feeling that this could actually be linked to this, especially if you are single and you're now interested in someone, or you've started seeing someone that you're really wrapped up with them to the point that you could be neglecting other areas of your life, and that could be how this Devil card is playing out. But in meeting this person, if you were single and this is what's resonating for you, this is giving you renewed hope, that perhaps you've been single for a while, if this is what resonates with you, and you finally feel like you've met someone, but the Devil card here is a little bit of a warning, and that could be, why you're also receiving a lot of fast communication. You two are like texting each other back and forth really quickly, a lot of messages, a lot of information passing between the two of you, but that is a little bit of a warning, that make sure that you're not neglecting other areas of your life because you're being so wrapped up in this person. Because you do have the Five of Swords that is on the horizon, or what's to come, usually coming in to help you or your strengths. And the Five of Swords energy, it doesn't look like a very positive card. It can be about thievery, violence, abusive relationships. And I don't feel like this is an abusive relationship, especially if this is coming out that you've met someone. More of an abuse to, okay, let's see if I can explain well what I'm feeling from this. More of an abuse towards yourself because you're neglecting other areas of your life. So you are harming yourself. Because again, you could be so wrapped up in someone that you are not, you are kind of like letting work slide and letting your other responsibilities slide. And in that way, you're fighting against yourself, because the Five of Swords energy is about battles. It is, and I feel like this is an inner battle for yourself, and in overcoming that and overcoming this aspect, this Devil card. But it's also about knowing that you can achieve victory, but it's doing it you need to do it in a very above board type of way. Don't do anything that's sneaky or underhanded in achieving what you want to achieve, because it will come back to haunt you, and it will come at a cost. That is one of the warnings with the Five of Swords cards. It can be about success in battle, but that success comes at a cost, especially if there's any kind of sneaky or underhanded type behaviors going on. And you do have the Nine of Swords coming in with the near future, or what is developing from the situation, which makes complete sense to me, especially if this is resonating as a relationship, and a very new, fresh relationship for you, Gemini. Because if you have this obsessive type of energy, this lust energy, one of the things that can happen is it can also make you become very insecure and feel very insecure. And the Nine of Swords is about having nightmares, anxiety, grief. It's this woman here is being kept up all night worrying because she's worrying about a situation. And again, if you have any insecurities about a possible relationship, then you are going to be kept up all night worrying about it. And so this is kind of the warning with it, that just make sure you're very honest and above board in your communication if this is relating to a relationship. If it's not relating to a relationship and it's more about your business, career, money, finances, then the Two of Cups here, instead of a romantic relationship, can represent a partnership. So something like a business partnership, or someone partnering up with you to help you through something. And then that communication would relate to that, and you'd have renewed hope in an area in your life that you're moving in and moving forward with. But again, in that case, the Devil card could represent you becoming obsessed, like being a workaholic to the point where you're now ignoring your relationships in your life. And so it can work both ways. And then this would be about you trying to move forward in a way that is like, yes, you can be successful in moving forward, but make sure that you're being honest and above board, because it will come at a cost, and that cost could end up leaving you up all night worrying. So your current attitude or viewpoint towards this situation is that of the Seven of Coins, or the Seven of Pentacles. Pentacles energy is earth energy, so it's all your physical, tangible things that you can touch. It's your money, possessions. It's security and stability of house, home, and body. So it can also speak to stability and security of your health, because that is a physical aspect of your life. And the Seven of Pentacles, though, this is about you have put in the work. You've worked hard. You've been patient. You're now kind of like looking at the crop, the yields of the seeds that you have planted, and you're assessing and reassessing, and is the crop as bountiful as you were hoping for? All that hard work that you put in, are you reaping what you're sowing? Is it worth all that energy you put in? Is it worth what you're getting out of it? So it is about that. It's also about, so it can be about you reevaluating your situation, but it can also be about delayed success and waiting. So you've been patient, you've been putting in a whole lot of hard work. So whether or not it's hard work in a relationship, or if it's a hard work in a partnership and your career, money, finances, but it is about delayed success, and you're waiting. So you're waiting for your crops to be ready. You're waiting for all those seeds that you planted to be completely ready to be picked. Or you could be reevaluating your situation. And then you have the Ten of Coins here, and what you need to know. So this is things that can be influencing the situation. And the Ten of Coins is a very positive card. So this is the Ten of Pentacles. Again, money, possessions, security and stability of house, home, body, even your possessions, so leaving a legacy. And the Ten of Coins is about leaving a legacy. It's retirement, inheritance. So you could actually be receiving an inheritance. You could be thinking about retiring. That could be something that's happening, especially if you're in a later stage in your life, and you've met someone now, and maybe you're deciding that you want to be able to spend more time with them, and you know it is time for you to retire, and you can spend that time with them. But this is about you building your kingdom, building your fortune, being patient, working hard, making sure you have that stability and abundance in your life, in all areas of your life. So primarily financial, money, possessions, but it can also be like your home too, and you having your home and building your home and building that stability in your life. But it is a very positive card. And now this is in the position of hopes and fears, and it doesn't surprise me seeing this here. So this is hopes and fears, or the work that needs to be done behind the scenes. And it is the Five of Cups energy. So this is about loss, regret, grief, feeling abandoned or unloved. And so if you have this relationship that could be starting, if this speaks more to that for you, and that's what resonates with you, Gemini, then when something comes on very hot and heavy, when things start to simmer down, you start to feel, and it doesn't have that fiery passion, that explosive passion that it had in the beginning, you might start feeling, you kind of feel let down from it, and that could be creating a sense of feeling like unloved or loss, or even like regret. Like if you have been focusing completely on a relationship because it is because you're obsessed, like that has that obsessive type of energy where you can't keep your hands off of each other to the detriment of your money, career, finances. Again, you could be feeling like there could be that sense of regret or loss. And vice versa, if this is you, your financial situation, that's what this resonates with more, and you're letting your relationships with others slide because of that, because you're too focused on work. That's that feeling. So, and the good news is though is that this is in the position of hopes and fears. This is more of a card of fear. So this is what you're afraid of. It doesn't mean that this is the situation. It just means that this is your fear. Your fear that you're going to be left, that this, whatever this is that's going on, like, and I'll use the relationship as the example, that sometimes when you get so wrapped up in someone and you start feeling a little insecure and you start worrying about that and whether or not they're going to stick around, you start fearing, because this is in a position of hopes and fears, you could be fearing a loss. Might not have happened, but you could be fearing it and worried that that's what's going to happen, that the person's going to leave you because of an insecurity. I would like to clarify that too. And now in the position of the potential outcome or where you're headed is, you're going to have a choice. You have the Two of Wands here, and Two of Wands are about, it's waiting for results, but it's also, can also represent travel plans as well, but it's about making a choice. So you see that there's these one key, two boxes. Which one are you going to open? Which one are you going to choose? Is it right? Is it wrong? You have no way of knowing that. You can just take the information that you have in front of you and make your best decision, but you are going to have to make a decision and you are going to have to make a choice, Gemini. So I'm going to clarify some of these. I am going to clarify, I'd like to actually clarify the Nine of Swords and the Five of Cups and the Two of Wands. Okay, so the Nine of Swords, you have the Death card here. So Death does represent Scorpio, so there could be a Scorpio in your life that is playing an important role. But it's also about big changes and endings and time to move on. It's about transformation and rebirth. It's about, you transitioning from one stage of your life to another. And whenever we undergo any kind of change, even if it's in our best interest, and even if it's a positive change, we still worry. We're creatures of habit. We like things to be a little bit predictable. We like to kind of, a lot of people like those day-to-day routines. And when things change up, we get, we can get defensive and we can worry about that and we can stress about that. And so whatever this is that has come in, as positive as it can be for you, Gemini, it is creating some anxiety too. So again, just be careful that you're bringing balance into your life and you're not going too far onto one side, leaning towards one side, and so just make sure that there's balance. Think of Temperance, the balance card. And you also have, so I was pulling one more for that, you have the Four of Cups energy as well. So Four of Cups is, this is about apathy and feeling unfulfilled. But the one thing with the Four of Cups energy is, these things don't fulfill you anymore, but there is this opportunity, and it's an opportunity for emotional fulfillment. It's a gift coming from the heavens, coming down from the heavens. You just have to reach out and take it. So don't miss your opportunity for emotional fulfillment and this gift that's coming in for you because you're so consumed with worry and anxiety. So that's the message there for you, Gemini. So I'm now going to pull a clarifier for that Five of Cups energy. And that is that fear over loss and regret and grief. So you have the Page of Coins, and pages can represent bringers of news or information. They can represent people in our lives. Pages are usually someone who is young or very youthful at heart. So even if they're not young of age, they're just a youthful type of energy. Being Pentacles energy, again, that lendables, money, possession, security, stability, house, home, finances, body, health. So this could be someone that's around you that's bringing in news for you, for an opportunity, for a new job or money or raise or money news. So again, it could even be that that 10 of coins, or again, there could be an inheritance even coming in, or some money coming in from an unexpected source or place, and that could be news related to that. But yeah, I'm going to pull one more for that too. I'd like to know a little bit more about the fear of loss. The fear of loss. Okay, and it's being clarified by the Lovers. And, you know, so you have the Two of Cups here, which I see the Two of Cups as the minor arcana cards of the... It's the minor arcana version of the major arcana card, the Lovers. The Lovers is, it does represent you. So this is you coming out in your reading, Gemini. It is the card of Gemini. It is about partnerships. It's about deep love. It does represent strength of two people together. So again, this represented romantic love, and this represents, again, a deep love, but the type of, again, this is the type of energy where you can't keep your hands off of each other, that you are so in tune with each other, you're so wrapped up in each other. Yes, I almost feel like if this does represent a new relationship, this is one that's very passionate. This can even represent soulmate, like a soulmate coming in to you. But sometimes a soulmate can carry with it a little bit of a toxicness, toxic type of energy. And I'm not saying that, meaning that in a bad way. I'm meaning that in, because you become so obsessed and wrapped up in them and with them, that you can kind of lose yourself or your own identity. So it's toxic in that way. So it's just a little bit of a word of warning for you, Gemini, is just, again, make sure that you're maintaining that boundary of where, you know, between yourself and the other person, if that's how this reading resonates with you, that you don't get so wrapped up and lost in them that you kind of lose yourself and who you are. But the Lovers can also represent it can represent a choice as well. It can represent a choice. The original Lovers card was depicted by a man with two women before him, and he had to make a choice between the two women. Which path was he going to choose? And no matter which path he chose, someone was going to get hurt. And it would change the lives of all the people involved. And so that's what the Lovers can also represent. So especially if this is about finances too, there could be a choice or a decision. And that decision, you could be worrying and fearful of it. It is a decision that is definitely going to change and transform your life. But you're afraid. You're afraid of making that decision because you're afraid of the potential for loss. And you don't want that to happen. But you need to trust in yourself, Gemini. You need to trust in yourself and have optimism and believing that you can achieve your dreams. So I'm going to pull one more for the Two of Wands. See what this choice is for you. And you have the Hanging Man. Okay, so Gemini, to help you make this decision, this choice, take the position of the Hanging Man. So the Hanging Man, I love the imagery in this deck. So the Hanging Man is, this is about gaining wisdom, because it's gaining wisdom through a different perspective. So the Hanging Man is to put himself upside down deliberately in order to see a situation from a different perspective. So this is about you seeing your situation from a different perspective. So take a step back. Take a step back, try to remove yourself from the situation and see it from an outsider's perspective, and then see what you see in everything that's going on in your life, and then make a decision. And that's because you will gain wisdom and knowledge from looking at it from a different perspective and trying to remove yourself from the situation, Gemini. So I'm also going to pull a Angel Tarot card and see if Spirit has any last messages for you, Gemini. And we have the Nine of Earth. So that would be the Nine of Pentacles in the normal tarot deck. So this is about enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. So you could be embarking on some kind of a partnership and moving away from, the whole transition could be about you, perhaps you've decided to leave one job and start a partnership or start some kind of an entrepreneurial type endeavor. But it's also about spending some quiet time alone, and that might help you to gain that different perspective, Gemini. So I'm now going to pull an Angel Therapy Oracle card. So I haven't used these cards in a very long time. So, and I like the messages in these cards. They're beautiful cards as well. They're from Doreen Virtue. And we have Earth Angel. So Gemini, you are a light worker who has come to Earth to teach about love. What a lovely message. It's a very beautiful card too. I'm going to just hold it up so you can see it a little better. Earth Angel. So Gemini, you are an Earth Angel. So have faith in yourself. Believe in your dreams. And I'm going to pull one more card. And this is my Living Reiki Healing cards. And again, Reiki is energy healing. We develop energy blocks in our energy fields. And I like these cards because I find the messages help us to release those blocks. And then we can reach our full potential and we can achieve our dreams. So Gemini, you have, this is the one we want. Oh, honor and respect others, Gemini. So we make conscious choices when we make contact with people, choosing those from whom we wish to learn, those we want as friends, those we work with, but we need to honor and respect all the people we interact with in our lives, not just those in our inner circle, because everyone we meet is in some way one of our teachers, whether we love them or we loathe them, because they are all helping us to learn and grow spiritually. We also need to extend this kindness to ourselves, because we are important too. So always love and honor and respect yourself, Gemini. So this concludes your reading for the month of February. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and click on that notification bell. Again, I am going to be starting weekly readings for beginning in February, and I'm very excited for the new format for these ones. So make sure that you subscribe and click the notification bell so then you are notified when those readings become available. So thank you very much for joining me, Gemini, and take care.